Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. I really appreciate it. Riddle here. And again, today's topic is going to be about art because I don't find there to be a lot of resources, like real life stories and resources for artists out there. So I am going to tell you another story of something that just happened to me. And you have to understand, I've been at this for decades and shit still goes down. So even during this pandemic, I had the opportunity to collaborate with a very well-known artist for a installation at a gallery in Los Angeles. And I was really excited about this, but the installation had to do with thousands of handmade ceramic bees that I did. But then my dear friend helped to get a lot of volunteers to help paint them. So half of them were painted with the help of volunteers and I did the other half. And my friend also, because he's a brilliant painter, helped to come up with the concept. But then when it came time to install the piece at the gallery, and you have to understand, it was his show really, because he's famous enough. And galleries want his work because it's business and they want to make money. And the installation brought in people. It was sensational. All these thousands and thousands of hanging life-size honeybees that were turning black and dying. It was like this incredible environmental station. I'll send a link to it for you to take a look at. But the fact is, the chances of it selling are a lot less than one of his wonderful paintings. That being said, the gallery space, had both of our names on the piece. And unless you were a complete idiot, it's pretty obvious that my friend is not a ceramicist. He's a painter. He's an incredible painter. So when it came time to install the actual piece, because it needed a lot of labor, I got sick, like really sick. I still don't know if it was the coronavirus, I have no idea what it was, but I was taken down at the knees. I had been hospitalized and still getting bills. So suddenly what I realized was there was all this press out there and there was videos out there, and I had kind of been erased in a lot of I'd been erased from the work because my friend's so famous and because I wasn't there, and people just started taking videos and not putting my name on them. And that sucks, especially when you know that the project you just did isn't going to make you any money. And it was literally, it took me almost a year just to hand make those thousands and thousands of bees. Really, I was just doing it because, it's important to be working, and it's important for your collectors and other galleries to see that you're exhibiting. And I really wanted the bragging rights to say that I exhibited during the pandemic when everything was shut down. So the other day, I'm like perusing the internet and I find another video, and it didn't have that many hits, and the guy's channel isn't that frequented. But the fact is that it was of the show, and my name wasn't anywhere on the video. And though it was, my friend's show and there was his work, there was a large portion of the video that was actually, there's actually the installation of the bees, of Be Careful. That was the name of the installation. So I wrote this guy, and I wasn't nice, but I also wasn't calling him names. I was very direct and said, you might have noticed that there was another person's name on the, on the title of the installation. And, basically, if you're going to be a professional, you should really be careful with your details, because I'm the artist Scott Riddle, and I painstakingly spent a year making those fucking bees. I didn't say fucking, but I wanted to. And so what does this kid do? Now, again, excuse me if you're in the age group, but I'm very East Coast. I'm very direct. I didn't curse, I didn't yell, but he writes me back and says, "You didn't have to be so condescending. What do you want me to do about this?" I'm like, okay, well, I already wrote to you in the letter what I want you to do about it. I want some credit. I want some credit for the work I did, you dumbass. I didn't say that. I simply wrote, "I would like some credit for the work and my name somewhere on the video. Thank you." 2 sentences, right? Even though I already explained this to the dumbass. Now that's condescending. So what does he do? He actually contacts the gallery and the curator because I guess the curator signed off on this video. Now this is a person who deals with art and artists and has dealt with art and artists for a long time. And she says she's an artist herself. And yet this was allowed to happen. No big deal. Just correct it, right? But instead, I get a call from the artist that I did the piece with, and he's chastising me. He's telling me, "Oh, you're causing problems, and they've contacted the owner of the gallery." And you know what? Honestly, people, fuck them. It's like, wow, so who's wrong here? I'm the one who should be getting a motherfucking apology. And they made me feel like I was the crazy one for basically calling them out on something that was literally illegal. It was illegal by YouTube standards, at least. And instead, I got all this bullshit. So in the end, these are sometimes the options you have. You can stand up for yourself and run the risk of dealing with sycophants and people that can't own up to their lack of professionalism, or you can be an artist. I think you can be both, actually. But I'm just saying, I have never been that guy who made pretty, who sucked up, who, allowed myself to be used or abused, and I'm not going to start doing it now. And so initially, because of my past, I was convinced that I had done something wrong. Maybe I was too aggressive. Maybe my letter was condescending. So I presented it to several professionals and my therapist because I really started doubting myself because of these assholes and their lack of support of me. And everyone said, "You didn't do anything wrong, Riddle. You did nothing wrong." So, if you're going to collaborate with another artist at a gallery, it's really important that you have all of these things understood. And especially if you cannot be there to represent yourself, you really have to know what you're getting into. Because when egos are involved and good intentions, and the gallerists, I have to say, the people that should be the most sensitive to artists, the gallery owners and the gallerists, are the least sensitive to the artists. You can never, ever count on them, from my experience, to do what's best for you. You really have to be a professional, and you just can't count on anyone to do that for you. That's my art story for today. So what I did, how this concluded, was I sent my friend that I had collaborated with on this exhibition a text and told him that I was not going to apologize to this child, that I'm not accustomed to mollycoddling professionals, and that basically I'm the one who I just retracted everything I said yesterday, and I believe I'm the one who deserves some kind of apology, and they can all go fuck themselves. No, I didn't say that, but that's what I meant. I said that with really nice words. So artists, there you go. Take care of yourselves. Bye.